Good evening and welcome to the Old Ways. I am here tonight with a cadre of amazing folks. We're going to help entertain you. But first, before I go into it, let me thank y'all for showing up. I don't think this channel has ever come into a screen at a level 2 hype train. So I greatly appreciate that. And all of you enjoying the show enough to help us out. It's greatly appreciated. Tonight, we're going to play The Darkest House. So The Darkest House is a game that is made by Monte Cook Games. It features, shockingly, a very dark house. But we'll get to that in a second. We're going to play it with the Cypher system rules tonight. So as folks who are fans of Monte Cook Games will know, that is not necessarily the absolute intended spirit, but that's okay because we're going to have fun anyway. And I hope you enjoy the show. I want to make note of one very important thing for folks who spend time on the channel here. As you may know, the Old Ways has for a long time utilized its Patreon to supply me, keeper, handler, storyteller, etc., with these items called Hands of Fate. And they are played for and against players as is noted. They're available here for you on the channel. But I've made a small adjustment tonight. Normally they're about 5,000 channel points a piece, and I've deducted them, we'll say just to about 500. And so trick or treat at your player's risk or benefit. And so without further ado or preamble, I will get to our introduction order, which begins virtually to my right.
Hi, I'm Allie, and I play Shirley, who is a mechanical explorer who works for a living.
Fabulous. And next to Allie.
Hi, I'm Fire Ashes. I am playing Lizzie Blake, who is a clever explorer who learns quickly.
Fabulous. Next to Fiery.
Hi, I'm Heather. I am playing Susan Jackson. I am a menopausal, tired of everything, older adept.
Great. No, I'm kidding. And last but certainly not least.
Hi, I'm Pesto, and tonight I will be playing Kathy, who is an intuitive explorer with a focus to entertain.
Okay, so The Darkest House is really that house that you know all too well. It sits at the edge of town. It seethes when you stop by. Probably as a kid, you pedaled past this house and you just kept going. It was that one where, like, your friend Tommy went to play in the yard of the house and he came out with a bunch of weird scrapes. It was the one when you were in middle school that they said that this girl went into and just never came out of. But it's always been there. And for whatever reason, there's always been some semblance of uncomfortability. Just standing next to the house makes you itch. It gets under your skin. But as long as nobody's near the house, nobody thinks about it. And sure, the city and the county could have tore it down long ago, but for whatever reason, they didn't. And so I wonder if our players tonight could give us all an idea about why exactly they are standing on a somewhat rickety series of wooden steps that lead to a door outside the darkest house. Why are you here?
Not by choice. I woke up here.
You woke up here. Interesting. Okay.
I was tending to a couple of gardens during the off season of landscaping. Like a block and a half away. And I was getting ready to go home for lunch. And when the next thing I remembered, I was standing here, my car is nowhere in sight, and a bunch of time has passed.
A bunch of time has passed. Interesting. Okay. So you're here for a reason. It's all your own. I wonder, Fire, why is your What took you from the library to get you here?
I'd much prefer to be at the library on a night like tonight, but my younger stepsister, Julie, she came here on a dare and I haven't seen her since. And so I'm here to come get her back.
Interesting. So it certainly can't be only menopause that brings you here, but there's got to be something that's more important than the changes of the seasons. What brings your character here?
I know I had to drag my son out of this place multiple times. He and his, my son Robbie and when they were kids, he and the group that he hung out with would always come over and they would break windows and I'd have to come and drag him away and deal with him. Kid was always in trouble. But he's grown and out of the house and has been for a while, and it's lonely. And I kind of miss those days when my Robbie was with me.
Robbie.
And
of course, as we all know, Pastor, your character can't really live and operate and work without Kevin.
No, not at all. I've been a little bit everywhere. Without Kevin, he just kind of stopped answering my calls and texts one day. And while sleuthing around the neighborhood and talking to the neighbors about what they would like to see changes in their neighborhood, they mentioned that they saw my assistant going in this general direction. So I thought I would check the place out.
Yes, it's a series of stone steps, long, overgrown. Just a little walkway that's led you all here, one by one, footstep after footstep, creaky floorboard after creaky floorboard. You're all standing in front of a taupe colored door. It's chipped and eaten by time. The handle is a single dark doorknob. You can feel almost this firmness in the structure. You can imagine this door is probably painted shut. But you're here now, the four of you, inexorably together somehow. I wonder, do any of the four of you know each other? Or are you all strangers?
I spend almost all of my time at the library, so I recognize a lot of faces in town who've ever come through the library, but I unfortunately don't know a lot of people really closely outside of my stepsister who I live with in this town.
Interesting.
And I think I'm in a similar boat because it's like I've met a ton of people working on their yards and doing things like that, but I don't think that I've ever formed like really deep connections because like my father got sick a couple of years ago and I've been his caretaker. And, he was in the hospital for a few days and I was supposed to go get him this afternoon. So,
well then.
But I've seen you and your father around the library a few times, I believe, on outings. So you don't seem wholly dissimilar to me, or wholly new to me.
No, I just don't think that we've probably talked a ton.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
I could see that. Like and again, a very similar situation where meeting various people in my line of work. I'm sure I've worked with Lizzie's boss to facilitate a fundraiser at the library at least once or twice in my day.
You could see that. If that's it, then.
Oh, I think everyone's probably seen me. I mean, when I had to take this job as a greeter at Walmart to make ends meet, I mean, everyone comes by at some point. So if you're in town, you've seen me sitting on my little stool with my sad little blue vest, saying hi.
So, as a great game master once said, you're at this door. You know you've got to get inside.
Yeah, I will reach out and try the doorknob. I'm not going to wait for somebody's permission. It's the old creepy house on the edge of town.
Mhm.
Certainly.
Time is money.
Nobody lives here. I'm going to open the door.
You open the door.
Or try.
No, you open the door.
Okay.
Not only do you open the door, but it seems to turn effortlessly. There's no swollen nature to the door. It opens shockingly well. There's not even squeak to the hinges.
I believe according to the town records at the library, nobody lives here though anymore, right? Like on paper?
It doesn't seem so. There was a man that owned the house a long, long time ago, but everything that you would know as far as library records, he's passed 60, 70 years ago.
She'll loudly just to herself and step over the threshold inside.
I'll barge in quickly after her.
Also very eager.
Yeah, I'll enter the house last, and I'll leave the door standing open.
Yep, you bet.
I picture Lizzie as having the cheap reading glasses from the hardware store that have little lights in the corners.
Sure.
So that you don't have to have a book light when you read.
Of course.
So I'm just going to turn the lights on in my cheap readers.
Okay.
What does the foyer of this house look like to us?
Well, I just want to make sure that Heather's character is coming in.
Oh yeah. I mean, she takes a minute to kind of puts a hand on the door frame and like she's trying to absorb any she might have any essence left of her son there and from when he was younger and still around. But she steps in and takes a look around.
Okay, fair enough. So the room here seems pretty quiet, still. Although surprisingly, it appears lived in. There's a polished wood floor here. It's spotless. The walls have dark green wallpaper, and there's brown wooden wainscoting on them. After stepping in, you notice that there's a small table pushed up against the wall to the left. There's something on this green wall across the room. The foyer is actually reasonably large. And then to your left, it seems to go deeper into the house.
Kathy's going to start off with Kevin, or if anybody's home, hello. Sorry to barge in. Just making sure that you're aware that we are in your house. Yeah. Hi. If it looks like Vincent.
You get an awful lot of echoing.
House isn't that big, isn't it?
Your voice echoes and then sort of dies in the distance.
Honey, I don't think anyone's here. I think we're probably okay. I mean, look at the dust on this place. Ugh, God.
That's good. You got to have all of your edges covered, right? So now if somebody was here, they know that we're here and, we don't get sued. Okay.
Fair. That's fair. I appreciate a legally respectful approach to a situation like this. I don't believe anybody currently lives here. I just don't know why it's so clean.
Doesn't really make sense for it to be so clean.
I mean, people come in here on dares and bets and stuff around this time of year. You'd think that the creepier and dirtier it is, the better for trying to scare people who you're trying to trick into staying here, right?
Maybe they're fixing it up to sell it. God knows it's can be a bit of an eyesore. I mean, if no one's living here, it's a bit of a waste. Sitting on some solid real estate.
Or people are frogging. That's also a very popular thing in this town. Rent has gone up way high. And I know somebody who's trying to fix that.
Maybe it is hard to make rent. God, what they would get for this place. So
I'm going to ask if our characters if they would make, so in the cipher system, we're going to have our first roll, and it's going to be a perception-based task, and it's going to be difficulty 3. So for those of you who are not familiar with the cipher system we're going to use, difficulties go from 1 to 10. And then it is a adjudication, a conversation between the game master and the players, and they can bid down the number that I give them by telling me how they're going to accomplish it, whether they have a skill, whether they have a piece of equipment, like, say, light up glasses that might help them see in the dark, or if they're going to help each other. And if they work together, they can potentially aid another. They can also spend points out of some specific pools that they have for what's called effort. And so if they want to try real hard, they can lower the number. If they lower that number, whatever number I give them, to 0, they don't make a roll at all. They automatically pass. So our first roll is going to be difficulty 3. It is perception based. So you may take it at that and roll a d20. But because we're playing the darkest house, I'm going to have you roll 2 of them, 2 distinctly different colored d20s. One is your house die and one is your player die. And why that's important is because the house hates you. And if the house, in this case, rolls higher than you have to tell me. So please, either bid down from 3 and let me know what skills and abilities and etc. you're going to apply to it, or roll difficulty 3 is a 9 or better on a d20, and then let me know what you get.
What are we making this roll for? Would it be identifying danger or some form of trickery, or?
No, this is a purely perception. This is a do you see this type of roll.
Okay.
All right. Well, so the house rolled higher than me by a significant margin.
Okay.
Because I figured a 9, I can do that. So I didn't think I was going to need to bid down. So I rolled a 2 and the house rolled a 14.
Okay. Very good. Duly noted.
I rolled a 16 over my house's 9.
Good.
I rolled a 19, but the house rolled a 20.
Oh my. So that's a critical success on the house.
Well, the house and I agree on a lot of things, it seems. We're both kind of old and rickety, even though we try to make it look good on the surface. We both got a 15.
Okay. So the nice part about that is you and the house are aligned. How helpful for you. So the only one with a complete clear success is our librarian. And so what I am going to do for our librarian is I am going to send her something, and then she is going to tell us, the audience, what she sees.
What do my librarian eyes see, Michael?
On the far wall, across from where you're standing, on this green wallpaper, you see something that is written in a sort of darkish red or brown, sort of a ruddy red color. It's written here on the wall, scrawled, if you will. And if you can read it, that would be wonderful.
So Lizzie gets a bit closer to look at it. The wheel of blood turns. We kill, we eat. The blood nourishes us. From that blood comes new life. We are the wheel of blood. The house has 5 occupants, but 1 is secret. Each has their portion of the house. The Wheel of Blood and the names of the 4 lead you to the secret 5th. Oh.
The door behind you slams shut.
Already teenagers.
That will make her jump.
When you turn around, you realize that the door is not a single door. It is a double door.
Oh. But. Oh.
Oh, great. We're dealing with a gas leak. Okay.
How would a gas leak have slammed the door on us? Ma'am?
Well, gas blows.
She's going to take a
Really
really
that
deep breath
blows.
in through her nose to see if it smells like anything in here that we just haven't noticed.
Smells. That's an interesting question. So, speaking purely for your olfactory senses, I would say that it smells positively neutral in here.
Okay.
Oddly neutral.
It doesn't smell like a gas leak in here. I don't
Oh.
know.
Okay. Carbon monoxide then. Okay. No worries. I'm going to go somewhere not in this room then in case there's something that's poisoning us slowly. So I'm going to go deeper into the house. Pardon me, everybody.
Okay. For those of you who might be staying, there is this small table. Pastor, your character will pass this small table on the way. It's sort of butted up against the wall. And you did have a successful perception roll, even though the house did awful well. You do notice that there are keys on this table.
These might be kind of useful. And then I'll pause and look back at the group. There's keys here. I mean, there's only one set, it looks like. So
there is one ring, and it has 6 keys on it.
How many like doorways or openings to other places off the foyer do we see?
There is a single way to leave the foyer.
Okay. Then I'll follow Pesto. I mean, you found keys. There's only one set of them, and there's only one way out of this room further into the house rather than back outside. No need to split up yet.
Or at all, frankly.
Yeah. I mean, they need to get that off the wall if they're going to sell this place. Let's see what else.
Okay. You proceed into a long corridor. So this corridor has a door immediately to the left and to the right as you walk down it. Although that is not the most interesting thing about this corridor. The floor is made of black and white tiles, sort of like a checkerboard. There are heavy red draperies that hang on the walls, even to the point of they're just very voluminous. Like there's a lot of material to them. And they take up what looks like 90% of this hallway. It goes down for a little while, straight ahead, and then it veers to the left. There's a side table nearby that has a what looks like maybe a candlestick on it. But there's a strange holder here. It looks a little strange.
I would like to investigate that closer.
Okay. If we're proceeding down, I think what I'll do for our audience as well and for our players is I will assume that you're going to continue your momentum forward unless the player says we're going to go in here and stop. Because I think that'll be a little easier.
Yeah.
Rather than just waiting to see. Because my assumption normally is that players get into a new space and they stop because they want to see things. But we'll keep
I want to look at the weird candlestick. So I will stop at that.
Okay. You look at the candlestick. The candlestick is frankly sort of ugly. It's a misshapen face. It's twisted, almost like a theatrical mask. Its mouth is wide open. It's fanged, and it doesn't look like it's having a good time at all. You would imagine maybe it was someone's keepsake. Maybe it was someone's crafted. That being said, the holder is solid silver.
Okay.
So it's certainly worth something. It might seem a little odd to leave something like this behind.
Yeah. With my special abilities at identifying quality, importance, and function, can I find anything else particularly of note about it if I like pick it up to look at it closer?
I think
or is it just an ugly candlestick?
I think it's mostly just an ugly candlestick. There's no like maker's mark on the bottom of it. There's no inscriptions. It just looks like somebody poured something to be a little, maybe at once it was a vision in someone's head. It just didn't work out real well. But there's a table here, and it looks like, since you've gone and picked up the candle holder, it looks like there's a drawer attached to this table. Oh, by the by, I should note, the candle is lit.
Oh. Then I'll probably carry it with me as an additional light source, and I'll turn off the lights on my glasses for now.
Okay. You turn off the glasses. Anybody else? Thoughts?
I think I'm just going to try the first door to the left.
The first door to the left. Okay. You step through to the first door to the left. And as you do, I am going to let you know that the door is locked.
I have keys. I'm going to try each key to try and unlock this door.
Okay. You begin trying keys. So 1, 2, 3, you go through the ring of 6. None of these open this door.
I turn to the gang, and we're positive nobody owns this place yet, right?
As far as I know.
Haven't heard anything.
Okay, good. I try and kick the door down.
Okay, fair enough. Certainly able to attempt to kick the door down. So I will tell you, the player, that this is a difficulty 6 door to attempt to kick down.
Okay.
You can certainly attempt that. That means you would need an 18 or better. Make sure you roll your house die as well. Unless, of course, you have something to bid down.
I'm willing to help.
Okay. So if that's okay. If you're willing to help, you can do that. And I would remind our guests in chat here on stream, you could certainly trick or treat using channel points to lend your support or bind their hands to make them harder.
Oh. Okay, so I rolled a 17. The house rolled a 12.
Okay. So if Allie's character is helping, it goes from 6 to 5. That means it's a 15 or better. And so you will actually be able to bypass the door. You kick it, and then you kick it again. And eventually the two of you bust the door down collectively.
Thank you for your help.
Inside is something you were not expecting. It's a much larger space than you were expecting. So the door opens, and this chamber looks like an awfully large sitting room. There's a lot of seating in here, although the style and the furnishing here, it looks a little strange. Maybe the reason it looks out of place especially is, Pesto, this looks an awful lot like furnishings you'd have in your house. that looks like your couch, almost exactly like it.
Oh, this is interesting. Whoever's sitting in this place, frogging here, we shop at the same store. And I go to investigate the furniture a little closer.
You go to investigate the furniture. Anybody else stomping in there, or are some of the players staying out in the long corridor?
I'm poking my head in. I'm curious to see, if it was really worth the damaging a door for in a perfectly good place.
Sure.
Shoot, this place up for sale.
Okay. So
poke my head in, just kind of taking a look around the room.
Yep. There's a curio cabinet to your left that sort of catches your eye as you pop in. It's relatively close. And then for you, Pastor, your character finds a shredded piece of paper. It's like somebody wrote in a notebook and then they pulled it out and they didn't pull it out evenly. I've dropped that in your channel. If you would go ahead and let our audience know what you see after you give it a read. So as far as the curios go, there's miscellaneous and frankly tacky little ceramic figurines of animals, two big eyes. These look an awful lot like knockoffs of, we'll just say, some rather traditionally very worthwhile type of Hummel type of figurines. There's children with really big eyes. There's mythical beasts like unicorns and dragons. Amid them, though, there's a small box of carved marble. And it's eye-catching. It doesn't fit anything else in here.
Someone won something in a white elephant drawing. I wonder what that's about. And Susan heads over to take a look at it.
Liz will follow her over after she says that out loud. It piqued my curiosity.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then, Allie, what's your character up to?
I am waiting in the hallway because I get the assumption that we're going to have to probably break through a fair amount of doors. And unless there's something like extra suspicious or something else that needs, assistance, we probably don't all need to be in every room at the same time all the time.
Yeah, seems reasonable. Whenever you're ready, Pastor, to share what you found.
Seems to be a diary entry, Kathy believes, of a mad person. Does the writing look familiar at all? Is this possibly Kevin's writing?
It sure looks a lot like his handwriting. You've seen it a lot.
Okay. Cool. I've entered and exited the, structure from the outside. It appears different from every angle. I suspect if one were to somehow move it, it would change shape. It's like a lacuna in the world. It is not bound by the constraints of neither space nor time. I do not know how long I was within, and am beginning to suspect that the concept doesn't even apply. Sorry. Similarly, gosh, his handwriting is terrible. Similarly, thinking about the interior in terms of shape or size seems almost childly foolish, chillingly foolish, something like that. I think I will call the lacuna henceforth. And so questions that Kevin still had: is the lacuna alive, sentient? Is it affecting the house? Where was it before? I found it in the cellar. Was it brought here? Did I bring it here? Where did the itinimi go? Itinimi? Kathy doesn't read a lot. You can tell she doesn't go to the library. She's just there to use the space at the library, not to use the books.
Seems fair. So the curio cabinet is, again, filled with some treasures. The three of you who are in this room you begin to get a little dizzy. So what I'm going to have you do is make a might defense test. And seeing that we have a few house rolls and we have a roller in here who has a house roll against them, I'm going to say that this is difficulty 4. So it's 12 or better, unless you choose to have something to bid down. Now, you could use effort. So you could actively spend points out of your might pool to lower that from 4 to 3. If you are trained in might defense, that ability might be on your character sheet. You could automatically bid that down. But if not, let me know.
So I have in might, I have an edge of 1.
Okay. So if you spend, that means it means if you spend effort, you would not have to spend 3 points. You'd spend 2.
Right. So I'm going to spend 2 points from my might pool to bring that down.
Cool.
That seems like a good idea.
So we're going to see what we get. Okay. So the house got a 5.
Mhm.
I got an 8.
So you fail, but you don't roll lower than the house. So not all bad. Very good. Good to know. And then Fiery for our favorite librarian. How would you like to handle this?
With that thought, I don't know. I guess I just want to, again, see if I can understand like function, quality, etc. Like I want to use my skill in identifying its qualities.
Oh,
again,
yeah.
to
Totally happy to let you do that. But the might defense roll first, please.
Oh,
Because
sure.
it's affecting everybody in the room.
My bad.
No problem.
Oh yeah, I rolled real bad.
Okay.
That's a 2 for me. So
Okay. How did the house roll?
9.
Okay.
So 7 higher.
Yep. Good to know. All right. So Pesto, how are you doing?
Oh my gosh, kind of twinsies. I rolled a 1 and the house got an 11.
Okay. So I absolutely love that for us. So using the cipher system rules for this, a 1 means that me, the game master, is automatically allowed to intrude on the scene and alter it in some fashion. And so this is what I'm going to say. Since you all seemingly have failed this roll, you all pass out. And I will get back to you momentarily. Allie, you stayed out in the hallway, yes?
I sure did.
You hear something coming from the foyer. It feels very, very heavy. It feels something like there's something grinding on the ground.
That is an odd sound. I'll look inside the room. Are my fellow people like okay if I'm gonna go investigate this noise?
You sort of look back at the foyer and then you look back at them and they look like they're reading a paper, they're investigating some cabinets. At this point in juncture in time, it seems like they seem fine.
Okay. I'll start back towards the foyer. I want to get like just close enough that I can like look back out into it without having to go all the way out there if I can.
Of course. I totally understand. So you step back a little bit, few steps. And in that, well, really the beginning of the corridor and the end of the foyer, you find a shape, a humanoid shape. And that humanoid shape is tall, probably roughly 6 foot. It is gaunt. It's wearing a red shirt and dark green or dark brown trousers. It has boots on, but the boots aren't completely tied. You can see that the laces are not totally tied. And because they're not totally tied, you can hear them sort of pitter patter against the sides of the leather soles. What's distressing, though, is the sound. Because the sound doesn't come from anything that you can see this man carrying. But behind him, because of the lighting available in the foyer, a long shadow is cast. And in the left arm of that shadow, you see a haft and an axe head. And that axe head trails on the ground. And the sound is coming from the shadow.
Oh, great. I'm going to run back to where all of them were. And I am going to go into that room and close that door.
Okay. You run. As you run back towards the room, there is a significant gust of wind that follows after you. And you can feel the sound vibrate along the checkerboard tile. You feel the grating of that axe. And then you don't hear it. And I'm going to have you make a speed defense roll as a rush of air is projected at your back.
Okay. What's my difficulty rating?
I'm going to say it's 3.
All right. I did much better this time. I rolled a 12 and the house rolled a 17.
Okay. So you succeed, but unfortunately the house does as well. And so when this rush of air comes past you, there is a heavy and satisfying thunk sound as an axe blade embeds itself into the wood wall to your back and to your left. And you can feel the force at which it hits because it shocks you into a different direction. And you tumble into this doorway to find your friends, your, acquaintances, maybe is a better word, who have all collapsed. The door slams behind you, shut.
Oh, great. That's what we like to hear.
All of you on the floor wake up at the slam of the door as if it's high school and someone just turned the lights on and you are late for class. That is the immediate shock of adrenaline that you get.
Oh, Bobby, get up. It's time for school. Robbie, what the fuck?
There is a guy with an axe out there, and he's throwing it. I don't know if this is a prank anymore.
Oh God, it's one of the kids. It's close to Halloween. They're probably testing out their new costume. I always like that. Do that crap. Oh
yeah, and throw axes at people.
My back. It's probably rubber or foam or whatever the hell they're making. Plastic shit.
Well, if it's stuck in the wall,
embedded in the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
I don't know. It's the young, healthy 18-year-old.
The plastic ones would break. Foam doesn't pierce a wall like that.
I start looking around for a different way out than the door that slammed.
There actually is a different way out. It's all the way across the room. And I say all the way across because this sitting room has to be, 50 feet deep. I mean, there's seating in here for probably 20 people. It's way bigger than you thought it was.
All right, guys. There's another door down that way. I just start
Maybe there's a kitchen. I need water. I need something. Ugh. Look around. Do I still see the curios?
Yeah.
All the things I was looking at?
Yep. You see the curios. You see the marble box. You see in one of the curios, there's a figure, like a figurine. It's probably 8 or so inches high.
I'm going to take a quick look while everyone's getting up, and
I will.
Might as well see if there's anything interesting to
send you the picture of it. So the figure, it appears to be a well-dressed man, although he is dressed and covered in ravens. He's actually a swarm of ravens, seemingly with hands, a very large top hat. Someone is playing a trick for Heather. Okay, fun. I'll absolutely let that through because it's fun. So Heather, I'm going to have you make a intellect defense roll when you stare too long at this figurine.
Okay.
Thanks, Courtney.
Still waiting for the picture to come up. Okay, well, let's give this a shot. Intellect. Oof, don't have anything there. I'm rolling for the house too? Or
Absolutely.
is it just me?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
House rolls on
Just making Okay. I have a 14. The house has a 12.
Okay. So
there it is.
You succeed, even though someone attempted to do some chicanery to you. So you feel a very definitive rush of wind, like when you get too close to this figure. And it appears almost as if the ravens move. And the figurine itself hasn't moved. Like you look back down on it and the ravens are not moving. But you swore they did.
Oh, I got to get these glasses checked. Oh, yeah, it's time for my eye appointment anyway. Well, somebody around here really liked Halloween, I think. Yeah. I'm going to go catch up with the rest of them. As I look around, and they probably have left the room.
Well, that was, I believe that was their plan. I do like the idea that y'all don't prescribe to sticking together because that could be a lot of fun.
I mean, I would have wanted to go out the side of the room that didn't have potential axe killer. So,
yeah, no, that makes total sense to me. I'm assuming that all of you would want to go out that other door.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you head out the other door. It is unlocked, which is nice. You exit out into the door, and the ceiling in this hallway is really high. The walls here have built-in bookcases. They're filled with tons of different books, which is really, for you, our librarian, Vira, your character is probably immediately pleased to see that there's books in the house. Certainly if someone lives here, there's all these books here. It doesn't look like any of the titles spring off the shelf at you immediately, but the floor is polished wood. And when you first step on it, you don't in any way, shape, or form hear it crack or creak or at all.
Impressive.
It would be, except for all of the children laughter in this hallway.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh.
Nope. Nope. Kids are not for me.
Does it seem to have any particular source, or is it just echoing through the whole hall? Or
it is in fact just echoing through the entire hallway. It only happens once, it seems. You get one roll of children's laughter that splashes through this hallway and sort of keeps bouncing for just a second. But speaking of bouncing, we need to bounce to an ad break. Because that is the way Twitch works. And so we're going to go on break really quick, just for a few minutes. And then we're going to come back with more Monte Cook Darkest House for all of you. So thanks, stay tuned, and we'll be back really, really shortly. Okay? All righty, folks. Thanks for sticking through us with the ads. We do appreciate it. And we are back for more Darkest House. And so, as I was mentioning, there's this hallway and there's a bunch of strange children laughter that's bewitched you all for just a moment. And mind you, the hallway is empty except for the three of you.
Okay.
There are doors, several of them, 4 total along this hallway, 2 to your left, 1 to your right, and 1 all the way at the end of the hallway.
Got it. Hmm. I'm going to look at these books, though, before I leave the creepy laughter hallway.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell myself that it's fine. It's fine, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe it's kids that are somewhere else in the house. They're echoing through this hallways from like an adjacent room or from upstairs or something. And, you know, I mean, my sister's here. Who knows who else is hiding in this house for some Halloween pranks, right?
Yes.
So probably there's just kids in the building somewhere.
Who knows indeed. So the books are sort of, well, they feel kind of like nonsense. None of the places that they reference, most of all, the books are mostly historical references. Could be maybe they're little known towns or counties, but none of them really stand up to what you would consider historical muster, or for that matter, the muster and knowledge of a librarian. None of these places make any sense. The names don't make sense. They're no places you ever heard of.
Oh. Hey, have any of you heard of these places?
What places?
These books. They're like a bunch of little small towns and counties and stuff I don't think I've ever heard of.
I don't know. I'll look at the books and see if I recognize any of them.
Same.
Frankly, no. None of them seems at all. None of it seems familiar at all.
Weird. Usually when people collect things like this, you know, it's places that they're from or the place that they live in, or, you know, those are the types of things that collectors tend to have if it's just small towns and counties and like those types of things, not big historical collections. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of these places before ever. Huh.
Yeah, it's not. None of these are familiar. Like, if these are places, I don't think they're places that are nearby.
Heather, your
Weird.
character stayed back in the other room, yes?
Once she was done staring at the figurine, she would want to at least try to take another quick look at the box.
Yeah.
Just to see. There's got to be something there, right?
I mean, the box has a lid. It has an inset ivory lid. And if you pull the box just to at least examine it, you can tell the lid would come off.
Ah, well then, of course, that lid will need to come off because Susan, has to fill her time outside of Walmart with doing something. So going thrifting, going to garage sales, you never know. You might find something, and goodness knows she could use the money. So, sure, let's take that lid off.
Inside that marble box is a brooch. It's made of silver.
Ooh.
It has a beautifully crafted ivory face that is inset into the brooch. The brooch,
like a cameo.
Sure.
Similar to
okay. Sure. The brooch is probably worth maybe $200 or $300. Given it's pretty nice. The face is the face of a woman. She has striking features. Probably somebody. I mean, the brooch probably was made for perhaps maybe it's a a former lover, or perhaps it was something to adorn one's body. But on the back of the brooch, there are two L's side by side. L period, L period.
Okay. Oh, so it was a gift for somebody, but it looks good on me now. And she puts the brooch on.
Okay. You put the brooch on.
He's sticking it in my pocket. We don't want to get stuck. So.
Oh, no, of course not.
That looked really nice.
Carrying forward then into the hallway with you?
Yeah. After that, she kind of looks, she's kind of checking it out and thinking of this room, if it was properly done. Kitchens and bathrooms generally sell houses, but this room's got some serious square footage. They're probably going to get a pretty good deal as she walks out towards the hallway where the others seem to have gone.
Mm-hmm. You walk out to in the hallway and you hear something, not laughter. You hear something you've been dreading, and you hear Robbie crying.
No. Robbie? That can't be. Robbie's grown up. But that's Robbie. And she starts moving purposely through the hallway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the rest of your traveling companions are here as well. There are, again, the aforementioned bookshelves that sort of line this hallway, and then there are 4 doors, 2 on your left, and then 1 on the right, and then 1 far at the end. So there is a door for all of you, if you like, or you can all decide on a specific door. However you'd like, let your game master know just exactly where you'd like to go next.
So Susan's going to listen.
Just one at a time, if you would.
Okay.
So when you say there's a door for all of us, sorry.
I mean, somewhat. There are 4 people. There are 4 doors. That's what I mean. I don't mean
just wanted to make sure that there wasn't it had our name on it.
No. There are no holes the size of certain people here. That's not what we're doing.
But it could be.
Okay. We're not there yet.
It could be the house. The house hates us.
We're not there yet.
I'll go to the door that's closest to me and see if it's unlocked.
Okay. So the door that is closest to you is unlocked. Yes.
I'll open the door.
Okay. You open the door. This is a bedroom, perhaps a teenage boy. There are pictures of armored warriors, striking battle poses, stylish automobiles racing down the road that sort of cover the walls. There's sports equipment, building toys, and a few books, probably mostly fantasy fiction, sort of clutter this carpeted floor. There's an unmade bed. There's a dresser with open drawers that are sort of stuffed with clothing because, teenage boys don't know how to fold. And a desk that's cluttered with more toys, perhaps a sports trophy and a notebook. You don't see any sign of anyone else here, but it sure looks like this room's in use.
This is really weird, you guys. This room looks like it's occupied regularly. And I'll shut the door.
Okay. You shut the door. And then perhaps, does someone else want to open a door? A different door?
I'll open the next door down.
Okay. You go to open the next door down. This door is locked.
And I'll run the keys over to her to try out the keys on the door.
You run over and you stick the first key in, and it unlocks this door. You hear the mechanical click and you realize that you can accelerate the handle and actually open it.
Oh, okay.
After you.
I will try to open it again now that it's been unlocked.
This looks like an art studio. It's small. The room is maybe 15 by 15. In front of you, there's an easel. There's a cart covered with small pots of paint and several canvases, some blank and others painted on here. They sort of dot the room. It seems to have been used fairly recently. There's no dust, at least that you can see on the frames. Some, in fact, of these canvases seem relatively newly created. The floor here is spattered with paint, all colors, and there's a smell of what you think pretty sure is turpentine on the floor.
I'm gonna try texting my sister and be like, seriously though, I know I haven't been able to reach you for days, but if you're just hanging out in this house painting, I swear to God. I'll pocket my phone again. I'm seeing an art studio, fresh-ish paintings, canvases done up recently. This room looks recently used too. So that's 2 for 2 so far.
Is there a pen in it?
Like anywhere in the room, is there a pen? Is that the question?
Yeah. Like a pencil or a pen?
I'll look for writing utensils, Michael.
As close as you could see would be to take like a paintbrush and deftly paint with the pots of paint, but there's no actual like pen or pencil.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any pens or pencils. It really is more like just painting studio from what I can tell.
Okie dokie. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll try the next door that's on the right.
Okay. You're going to try the next door that's on the right. So back out in the hallway, you find this door also locked.
Going through the keys.
Yep. You jingle these wrought iron keys and eventually get around to this space. Opening it up is a little shocking. This looks like your bedroom. This is definitely your bedroom. You wore those clothes yesterday. That's your nightstand and bed. That is your Peloton.
I don't say anything and just walk in.
You walk in. It smells like your bedroom. Everything here, the stray little bits of things that are not properly put away, are here. Eeriest part is that through your windows, it's daytime.
I have no idea what to think of this. I examine the room further and just find more evidence of it being my bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, your clothes are here. I mean, from pantsuits to undergarments to all of it. It's all here. As you rifle through this stuff, you realize that like clothes from your childhood are here. Like your clothes you wore in high school, your low-rise jeans are in here. And all of the different accessories that you used to wear, bangly bracelets, big earrings, all these things are here.
Okay, that stuff I don't need to remember. And I shut that back in the drawer. I'm going to realign myself with my current mission. I'm going to look for my bank account information. Like I might have that written down in here, maybe somewhere. Yeah, I'll do that. And then I'll just go out the front door and pretend like this place never existed, right? It's a gas leak.
Of course it is. It's just a gas leak. You shut the door. when Pastor's character comes out of that room, she is white sheet pale.
Hey, you okay?
No, but thank you for asking.
A few very stray gray hairs appear at the top of your head. You can't see it, of course, but your companions in the hallway can.
Like noticeably new ones?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna pull the door to the art studio behind me as I walk towards Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you said you're not okay, but like, do you need to talk about it? What was that room?
It was my bedroom, apparently. These tricksters are so good. And I take a book off the shelf and I rip out a page. And then I look within my pockets for a pen or pencil.
Yeah, you've got one.
Perfect. And then I start drawing out where we've been so far. Look, I found a note from Kevin, my assistant, who I'm looking for, who was last seen in this house or in this area at least. And his ramblings seem to suggest that shapes around here keep missing. I don't know, just things are shifting around. I'm going to make us a map. And if we want to, I wouldn't mind, I don't know about the rest of you, getting out of here quicker, sooner than later and finding the people that we're looking for. So I'm going to make a map. And then if we find anybody, we can reconvene maybe at the lobby or something like that, like the foyer up front.
Okay.
And then I start drawing out where we've been so far and mapping out where we've been so far and keep ripping pages from the book so that there's multiple copies.
Okay.
I mean, I flinch a bit every time she rips pages out of some unsuspecting book from nearby. Like, the book didn't do anything to deserve that. But she has a point.
I'm just recycling.
Oh, right. Yeah, totally. Totally normal.
Okay, so you're looking for your assistant, and there was a note that seemed to be his handwriting that said that. Fair enough. I think it's super weird that your living room furniture and now your bedroom are like here.
Mm-hmm.
At least from what you've said so far. That, I mean, I don't know what's up with the reason why the rest of us are here, but if some person, you're a little on the like known on the internet famous side of things. Do you have a stalker? Did we come into some like creepy, like somebody replicated your bedroom and your living room and there's a guy with an axe and like creepy loops of like children laughing in this hallway? Okay, like is somebody have you had anyone trying to scare you online lately? Are you okay? At this point, Lizzie's gonna like put a hand on Kathy's shoulder. Are you good?
That makes me feel so much better. Okay. See, my assistant handles the DMs and stuff like that. So I'm not sure, but that being a possibility makes all of this make sense. I could take on somebody with an axe, I'm sure. No, I can't. But at least there's explanation. And that makes me feel much better. And I think you might be onto something there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening here, but my little sister's somewhere here, I think, caught up in all this. And honestly, if somebody's going to go through all this trouble to harass some woman who's kind of famous locally, like I super don't want to know what they're going to do with like some young woman who's trapped here also. Like I hate this for all of us. So maybe I'm just going to stick with you.
Okay.
Closer for now.
That sounds good. Any of you guys like anything familiar in here, or has it just been me so far?
Has anything seemed targeted towards Lizzie so far? Like anything super familiar?
Nothing's
It's weird to see books that I haven't seen before, but
yeah, it's a little strange to see books that are supposed to be historical books that don't line up with any places you've heard of. And even flipping through
yeah,
the pages, Leslie, like they don't even reference places in the greater geographical area that you're used to.
that is weird. But it's not as targeted as like books and furniture and stuff that I've seen before from my home or work or anything. They're all just like weirdly unfamiliar, right?
Very unfamiliar. There
Okay.
is one door at the end of the hallway that is still shut.
And Susan is right in front of it. So she as she came through the hallway, not really paying too much attention to what else was going on, she was not just she was saying her, Robbie, you're here. How can you be here? You can't be here, but Robbie. And she's just kind of, as everyone's kind of opening doors, she's peeking in and looking. And if she doesn't see him, mom, that kind of mom panic.
Mm-hmm.
And she heads towards the last door at the end and she tries the doorknob.
It is unlocked.
And she swings it open. Robbie, are you in here?
Inside this space, there is the most pleasant nursery. There's a crib to your right, a rocking chair in the corner. To your left, there's a changing table. Everything in here seems placid, but oddly, it's dusty in here. The walls have happy images painted on them, although they've faded over time. And something in the crib moves.
He slows down and very tentatively walks forward, stepping very carefully one at a time. Her voice lowers. Robbie? Hello? And she steps closer to the crib. What's the light? How much light is in this room?
There's a diffused light here that must come from near the corner of that rocking chair. I'll give you an idea what it looks like. It puts sort of an amber color on the paint and an amberish tone to the crib. But there is something moving in it.
Are there any the sounds?
No, that's the worst part. The worst part is there is no cooing. There is no crying. There is simply the undulation of flesh.
She has to know. So she continues to step forward, practically holding her breath at this point as she can't tear her eyes away from whatever might be moving.
I'm going to give you a challenge rating 3 perception roll.
Ooh. This is for intellect.
Yep. So if you want to spend effort out of intellect, you certainly can.
I'm actually going to use one of my special abilities.
Okay.
I'm going to use Improved Edge, which is choose one of your edge stats that is 0. It increases to 1. It's an enabler because I have a 0 edge in intellect. So that's going to give me an edge of 1.
Okay.
And I'm going to drop 2 points in from my pool into that to drop the challenge rating by 1.
Okay. So then all you need is a 6 or better, and then just don't roll lower than the house.
Double challenge. Okay. That is an 18 for me and a 7 for the house.
So beyond the crib, there is something festering on the side of the wall. It pulses. It's a sack. It's almost like a nasty series of blue and purple veined flesh. It bubbles and pulses as you get closer. And you see it, which is important because it means you're able to move properly to the side, because it bursts. It bursts, and all of this viscous fluid flows down these ivy-like tendrils that attach to the crib. And you smell something absolutely awful come out of this disgusting sack.
Oh.
And that is when you hear the crying.
I've been through this and crap and vomit. She starts breathing through her mouth, which doesn't help much, but it helps a little. She goes into that.
You breathe through your mouth, and you can
taste
taste it. You start tasting it on your mouth.
I keep moving forward because
the crying
whatever
is
horrific.
But you keep moving forward through it. And when you get to the side of the crib, that rail of oak that stands between you and whatever's in there, there is something truly monstrous waiting for you inside the crib. And between 1 or 2 seconds that you get, you see the tiniest malformed figure.
No, you're not Robbie. You're not my son. And she turns and she takes 2 steps back, turns and just runs out of the room.
You run back into the hallway, back where likely many of your compatriots are. And with her, she brings the scent from that room.
Oh, Jesus. Please, no.
Oh my.
And you can now hear something truly warbling in that space. A long, almost ambulance-like crying that thunders around in your ears.
As soon as I can pass through the doorway, I try to grab the door handle on the way and slam as hard as I can, slam that door shut.
You slam it shut.
And then I double over and kind of dry heave for a minute and spit on the ground, trying to get the taste of whatever the ick out of me, out of my mouth.
The door at the far end of the hall opens, and a figure who Allie, your character, ran into previously, walks very slowly into the space. This aforementioned figure is a gaunt man He stands probably 6 feet tall. He's hunched over a little bit at the shoulders. He's relatively powerfully built, and there is a sound he drags with him as his boots move into this hallway. His eyes are milk white. His fists are balled up, and you can tell that one of his eyes is bulging as it stares at you.
There's no other way out of this hallway, right? There's just the 4 rooms that we went in and where he is standing, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try going back into that paint studio again.
Okay. The door is still open. You can certainly step back in there.
Yeah, I'd like to step back in there and see if I missed any like exits or hiding spots or closets or anything really. I was so wrapped up in, it's a bunch of paint, and then I left again.
You don't see any exits from this room.
Okay.
He steps closer. He's purposeful. Slow.
So can we see his shadow?
There isn't enough light yet for him to cast one.
Oh, that's good. That's a good sign. I'm going to open the door to the room that looked really occupied. And you said there was like a bunch of like, there was a bunch of stuff. So I want to like reach in and grab some things so that I can chuck it at it.
Okay. So I would say readily within your grasp, there are just stepping into the room is not going to be enough, because you could probably get into the room and grab a couple of things, but there's nothing within reach. You'd have to go into the room and grab something and pull it out.
That's fine.
Like you could go to the desk and get a trophy. Maybe that has like one of those cheap, faux marble bases. It's got a little bit of weight to it.
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
Okay.
Blunt instrument is better than blunt instrument as a weapon is better than no weapon at all.
That's what they say. One blunt is better than no blunts.
Okay. Oh no. Oh no.
It's okay. Oh yes. And put us back.
Okay. You mentioned turpentine and stuff before, which implied oil paint. I'd like to pocket one of the canisters of turpentine that's in here, but I also want to see if there are any palette knives, because oil painters usually use palette knives.
I'm going to say that there is a palette knife here. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. The pots of paint, the turpentine is probably too big for you to pocket.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean it's not useful.
Okay. I will still grab one of the things of turpentine. But that does give me an idea of size of containers, because all of my containers of turpentine in the player's house are all smaller canisters.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the darkest house, my friend.
Yes, so they're probably massive. I'm not saying that you should let me pocket it. I'm just saying I kind of get a sense of the volume of turpentine that we're talking about. So yeah, I'm definitely taking whatever weird darkest house turpentine and a palette knife.
Okay. The figure continues forward. Pesto, what is your character doing?
How close is the figure to Susan if she's on the ground dry heaving?
He's probably the hallway here is longer, but he's probably no more than 10 feet. And you realize now that there is, because some of these doors are open, there's an awful lot of additional light in the room. And that's when you notice that this figure casts a really long shadow. And a noise picks up in this hallway. It is sort of like someone dragging metal on a floorboard.
Okay. I am going to go back to my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And look for, usually she has bear mace in her nightstand.
Totally. I would imagine you would. It's certainly not a bad idea to keep mace. You head back into the room that was your bedroom, and it is the now kitchen of your house.
Oh, cool. Knife.
You grab a knife.
And then I run out to the hallway and I try and I'm slowly like talking to the figure while backing away, like, hello there, fellow voter. Is this your place of residency?
Hello there, fellow voter. Oh, that's amazing. It groans at you.
Okay, do you mean to harm us? Because we don't mean to harm you. As I have the knife in my hand.
It doesn't seem to mind the knife. It doesn't seem to affect its gait or the change of its stance as it slowly stands a little bit taller and its arm reaches back. And that's when you see the shadow that it carries suddenly sync up with the form, and it's going to swing on you.
Okay.
So initiative in the cyber system is a little different, but since right now it's only 1-on-1, I'm perfectly happy to let you attack if you'd like.
Me?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Oh, no, I wouldn't really attack. I would just kind of run, honestly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You want to run?
Yeah.
I love it.
I'd kick it.
Okay.
I'm pretty much right there. So it has to pretty much pass me to get to the rest of them.
It does seem to have to do that. So what I'm going to ask is for our campaigner extraordinaire to give me a difficulty 4 speed-based roll. And this is basically you saying, I'm going to move around you and get past you. This is you to get past him. And then for Susan, if you want to kick him, same difficulty, but certainly we can adjudicate that as well.
Well, Susan has no need for weapons as a special ability. When you make an unarmed attack, such as a punch or a kick, it counts as a medium weapon instead of a light weapon as an enabler.
Yeah, the enable portion just enables you to use it. So we will keep that in mind.
I am enabling it.
You won't take any penalties, but that also means that you're going to need to still make rolls. So what I'm going to do is have Pesto's character make me that speed roll first. So it's
okay.
12 or better, unless you have something that will allow you to bid down your speed, or if you want to spend points out of your speed pool to lower the difficulty.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind spending points out of my speed pool.
Okay.
I got a speed of 11.
Do you have any edge in your speed pool?
Oh, that's a good point. No.
Okay.
I do not.
So that's okay. So it just means you can spend 3 points out of your pool. So you go from 11 to 8.
Okay.
And then that will bring the difficulty number from 4 to 3. And now you just need a 9 or better.
Oh, thank gosh. I got an 11. The house did get a 15.
Wow, shucks.
Oh, God. I love Halloween.
I love that for you. And us. So you run. You dip past him and you run back to the last room you were in. The door is even open. You can see it. So you've gotten past him, but you don't pass from this corridor without being chased by the laughter of children. So Susan, you're going to take a little bit more of an upfront approach to our problem.
Yep. And actually looking over everything, I am going to, she would probably look up, see this thing, see it, come up with its arm, notice that there is some type of axe or whatever and just instinctively act against it. And you know what? Not even going to kick. I'm going to punch this thing because I have fast punch.
Okay.
Which is a medium speed attack doing 4 damage. It's a lightning left jab. And it is treated like a medium weapon because I have the special ability, no need for weapons.
Right.
Then I do plan on moving a short distance, probably to the nearest room, since I have fleet of foot, which gives me +1 speed point, that I can move a short distance as part of another action.
Okay, so you're going to punch this person and then
and
run.
back up. Yes.
So if you back up, are you backing up to the big living room that you guys were in earlier, or if you back up physically, you're backing up towards the nursery?
Oh God, no! I am not going near that nursery again. No, the other direction, the other way down the hall. So back towards the big living room.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll say that it is. We'll say it's now a difficulty 3 challenge, so 9 or better on your D20.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be might.
It could be might or speed, depending upon how you choose to make the attack.
The way, because I'm invoking fleet of foot, which gives me a +1 speed point. I'm going to do speed, and I have an edge of 1, so I'm going to use 2 out of my pool. Actually, I'm going to use 1 out of my pool because I already have +1 speed point with the fleet of foot. Or do I need to do that separately?
You need to spend for fleet of foot. That is a spend thing that you have to do for the pool. And then if you're going to, so the thing is you could lower it from 3 to 2 if you spent effort out of your speed pool, which you could still do.
Yes. Okay. So I would like to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Spend some points, but that's okay because we can make recovery rolls in Cypher, which we'll talk about, I imagine.
Yep. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and we're going to pull from the speed. So first I'm going to punch this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. Oh.
What you got there?
That is a nat 20 for me and 11 for the house.
Okay, very good. So on a natural 20 in the Cypher system in combat, we're going to automatically add 4 damage to what you roll. So your punch is treated as a medium weapon, so it already does 4. So you do 8 damage.
Yep.
You do what every Walmart greeter in existence has always wanted to do with a customer who is unruly.
Oh God, yes.
And you cock back and deliver. I would just say that Marty McFly would be proud if Biff was in front of him. This is the type of shot that people dream about. And when you hit him, he rocks back against the bookcases and sort of stumbles down onto the ground. And then you spin around him and head towards the big living room. So we'll set you there. Now, if I can, I'm going to get to our other 2 characters who are seemingly around this space. So for our everyone's favorite and friendly librarian, Lizzie, you have acquired some things from the studio. And when you enter back into the hallway here, you see the after effects of Susan's work on this figure.
Okay. I'm just gonna put the palette knife in like my purse for now, and I'm gonna, if he's not an obstacle to get around yet, I'm gonna try to book it back to that living room space too.
Okay, you book, and then Ellie, what's your character doing then?
Well, so I have to come out of this bedroom, and I'm gonna like hope to hit his head with this.
So just so you know, call shots are a thing in the Cypher system. You can do them if that's what you want.
I just know that it's a higher penalty. My dice have not been kind to me. So
what it is you would be hindered, right? So now it would be a 5 or a difficulty 5 until you bid down.
Yeah. Which is why I'm going to be swinging in his general direction, hoping to hit his head.
Sounds fantastic. So that is 3 or better. So basically difficulty 3, and then it is 9 or better. And let me know what you get on your house die.
I rolled a 16 and the house rolled a 12.
Okay. So I'm gonna treat that as a light weapon.
Okay.
Because it's a trophy. And it'll do 3 damage. You bonk him like in the upper, like between the shoulder blades. You don't really get a great shot, but you definitely connect. And then are you continuing back to the former room?
Yeah, basically I'm gonna stick with the group because I've already had an axe thrown at me once and I don't need another one.
Okay. You all slip back into this big living room. You've been here before. Is the group progressing back out into the original long corridor they were in?
This room seems the same as before.
Yep, this room has not changed. Lots of furniture. The curio cabinet over there. Yeah.
Okay. Then yes, I will. There was only one door before, so yeah, I'm going to go back to the previous corridor.
Okay. What's Susan doing?
Heading towards back the same way that we came in. So probably at least thinking of heading toward the front door, whatever it might be now.
Okay.
Whereas I'm going to think, I'm kind of hoping, like, yes, it is very weird, but I'm going to be thinking about trying to find my sister, because if whoever is messing with Kathy, or, you know, if Kevin's note is right or whatever, and this place has like fake doors somewhere, so it looks like it's changing around, maybe they'll have moved some doors on us and there's another door back where we came from that's been shifted for that guy to get around, you know? So
yeah,
hoping.
that makes tons of sense to me. So you all get back out into this long corridor, the checkerboard floor, the big sort of flowing curtains. It does move deeper into the house. It, of course, goes back towards the foyer. At least that's where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
And then you are beset with a series of choices. I am happy, of course, to give all of you a pretty standard, we'll say, I'll say that it's 6 or better on a d20 as a perception roll, a visual one. I can give all of you this roll.
So I rolled a 12 and the house rolled a 17.
Okay.
And I rolled a 7 and the house rolled 17.
Tables have turned. I rolled an 11. The house rolled a 2.
Okay.
I rolled a 14, but the house rolled a 1.
Oh, interesting. So all of you get the feeling, anyway, that the curtains just opposite you are really bunched up. Like right next to the table, say, as you're staring at the table that's in this space, table that used to have the candlestick on it. It's got a little drawer in the table. To the left of that table, the curtains are bunched up as if they're not right. They don't look right.
I'm going to throw my trophy at it.
Okay. You throw your trophy at it. You hear something clatter to the ground. It's the trophy, but it definitely bonked off something.
Did the curtains move?
Nope.
Once the trophy hit it?
Nope. Not like it didn't move as if there was a person standing behind the curtains.
I think there's a statue or something back there.
Okay. I'll approach the curtain and just whip it open with my knife at the ready.
You whip it open with your knife at the ready. It's a door.
I'm so prepared for this door, y'all. I'm trying to open it.
Yeah, it's unlocked.
Perfect.
You open it, and you've been here before. This is Kevin's apartment.
Somebody else needs to take the lead here. I'm going a little bit bonkers. And then I hand my knife off to Shirley.
Yeah, I'll take the knife and I'll go into the room.
Okay. You take the knife and you go into the room. When you go into the room, this looks like the place where you and your father stay at. All your stuff's here. At least seemingly.
I think this place is cursed.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you
You
mean?
think?
Well, so there's no logical or reasonable thing unless all of us are having hallucinations from a gas leak or CO2 buildup. But this looks exactly like the place I live. That's my dad's bed. That's the chair that I sit in pretty often when I read to him. A bunch of my stuff is here, which logically isn't possible since I don't live in this house.
This looks like Kevin's apartment.
Not right now while I'm inside it. Or at least not to me.
I step in.
Yeah, it's still Kevin's apartment to you.
I will step in also.
Okay. You step
Don't
in.
sound so excited.
I will as well.
You're saying it looks like your assistant's apartment. She's saying it looks like her dad's place. Like,
This is
none of this
this
is
is-
exciting to me.
It's totally ridiculous. They're inside your garage. These are all your boxes. There's stuff from the previous move. There's tons of projects here that ended up here just because they're like outdoor stuff that you don't get to in every year. And
What the hell? Not at
what's
you,
it for you?
storyteller. Out loud in character. What the hell?
it would totally be
Yeah.
fair to be aimed at me.
So what's it for you?
We're in my garage of where I live with my younger sister.
Absolutely not from what I see, because that's my dad's bed, and I like point to a corner.
No, this is from my perception. I cannot speak to what your dad's bed looks like, but this is my garage. Those are the boxes of holiday stuff that we never get to, and that's like yard equipment we didn't bother using this year because we hired the kid down the street, so we just left it packed from the last move. Oh God. Okay.
The feeling for
I hear
all
them
of you.
arguing, and
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, I hear them. I hear them kind of going back and forth, and I'm like, "What the hell?" Walk in.
You walk in and just looking around this space, this is the break room at work. It smells
God, how depressing.
like the break room. It smells like the break room after someone makes fish in the microwave.
Ugh, God. Hate when they do that. Ugh, I don't want to be back at work. This is.
You can hear like the beeping of cash registers not far and the swish of automatic doors and like that strange music that plays unintelligible songs from the 70s.
Great. I'm in hell. Lovely. Well, I mean, it's hell. I suppose I'm supposed to be tortured. But to spend eternity in Walmart, just, oh God, what? I tried my best. Jesus Christ.
Well, everyone has something different in this room. Does anyone have an additional door?
Yeah. Start looking for a way out.
Is there a door other than the one I just came through here in my garage?
Strangely enough, there isn't. It's also not light outside. So, like in the little windows in your
Okay.
garage space, it's dark outside.
Okay. Huh.
All right. So if there's not a way out of this room, I vote we just go back, close this door, pretend it didn't happen.
Mm,
Well, I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
staying
good.
here.
Mm.
Susan walks out the door. She does not want to stay in the break room. Not with the smell of bad fish and God knows what, and probably burnt popcorn.
Certainly stale coffee. Yep.
I'm gonna ransack Kevin's apartment to see if there's like any more diary leavings or anything like that.
You don't find any other diary leavings. What you do find are a bunch of notes, plans for like upcoming things that he needed to do for you. His to-do list for you is long. And it's also really well organized, which is not surprising because Kevin keeps things orderly. But there is a note at the end of it that says, get to the house, get out of the house. And while you contemplate that, I'm going to send us to break temporarily for just a few minutes. And while we're on break, I'm going to ask all of you in the audience to make sure you get up, stretch, hydrate. We'll be back in about 5 or so minutes to give the players a chance to do what they need to do. So we have been enjoying The Darkest House. I hope you have been as well. We'll be back very shortly. All right. We are back. Thanks so much for sticking us through the ad breaks. I appreciate it. And thanks for those of you who are participating in chat by purchasing Trick or Treat for our players. Always nice when we get that interactivity. Okay. So we had just been in a room that really nobody wanted to be in at all. There is very few things that are worse than the Hellmouth that would be a Walmart break room, but we did experience that, plus a garage and a strange house and somebody else's apartment. But the corridor, the checkerboard corridor is still there when you step back in. Nothing has changed in that regard.
Michael,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to also search the garage really quick before I join them in the checkerboard.
Sure.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Any signs that my sister's been here?
There's stuff missing.
Okay.
There's like maybe some camping equipment that's missing.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to check to see if she's also ended up in this weird hell loop of our place. Yeah. All right. I'll join them in the corridor.
Okay. You're back in the corridor. Checkerboard and all. There is a space here to the left. It continues on if you care to continue, or you can certainly go back towards the foyer and attempt to sort things out that way.
A space to the left, you say?
Mm-hmm.
I'll check it out.
So as the long corridor turns left at the end, you arrive in a hallway that's really nothing but bare stone walls and floor. There's a arched ceiling. There's a ragged green carpet that covers this floor, although it's a little irregular. This looks really, really worn. In this space, you get the smell of rotting wood.
Ew. Right. I will. Is there any other ways out of this corridor over here?
Indeed, there is. You can continue down the corridor, and at the end, there does seem to be a door here.
Interesting. Hey, ladies, I think there's another way. And I will open it up. Kind of calling out over my shoulder at them, hoping that they haven't gone too astray. But I'm not stopping for them. I'm just
okay. Your footsteps click on the stone. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if she says there's another way out of here, that's where I'm headed. With all due haste.
Okay. So you exit out into something, I suppose it would be akin to like it's almost like a garden space, although garden is the wrong word for it. Because the ceiling here, while it is vaulted, it is not open to the air. That becomes undyingly clear because of the scent that sits in the air. The rooms, it stinks like rotten eggs, like a decaying marsh. In the center of the room, or near the center, there is a gnarled, black, and leafless tree which rises out of the middle of this brackish pool. The walls here are stone. The ceiling, again,
sort of a disgusting courtyard.
Perhaps, right? But the ceiling is here. There's no sunlight. It's no wonder the tree is dead. You can see that its fetid insects fly about the room. They crawl on the various surfaces here.
Yeah. I will go in while trying to keep my ugly candlestick and my emotional support turpentine far apart from each other.
I like the idea of you having an emotional support turpentine. So the first thing you really encounter at all visually beyond the tree is the fact that it's sitting in this pool of water. You can tell that the tree's shallow roots are surrounded by things. They're white. They're long and short. Some are curved. Some are stubby. Some have very knotted ends. You have seen your fair share of bones in your time, Lizzie. And there is an awful lot of bones that surround the roots of this tree.
Oh. All human or some animal? What sticks out to me?
I think it's a cornucopia. I think it is animal, human. There's a very large canid skull. It's covered in slime. There's something a little strange, though, beyond, of course, the fetid tree and its nasty pool. And I would be happy to give you a intellect-based roll. This would be knowledges. I would take, I think asset-wise, you could use any skills that would be in nature or animals. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to do something nice for you. I'm going to give you a bit of a treat, if you don't mind, Lizzie, and that is I'm going to ease this roll by 1 difficulty for you.
Ooh. Yeah, because I don't think I have anything that particularly pertains to this, unless I'm mistaken. So I think that we'd be leaning into fairly straight up intellect, I believe.
Yeah, so it's we'll say that it's difficulty 3 normally, but now it's 2, so 6 or better.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. I have a 14 and the house got 8.
Very good. I'm going to play a trick on you. I'm going to have you re-roll the house die and add 5.
Cool. Hey, storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
That's still only a 12.
Oh, nice.
I mean, that's still only a 12.
Okay. Very good. So it's fairly clear with the bones that are under this tree that they definitely came from perhaps a large dog, maybe a wolf, but it's really, really large.
Oh.
Thank you, Bramble. I appreciate that. I will keep that in mind for Allie's character. Devious people in chat.
Interesting. Okay. Are wolves native to this area? Like, do we have a wolf population here?
No, it's not native. The role succeeds in a little bit more than that, though. And so amongst the bones, you can tell that there is one of these digits, one of these stubby digits from perhaps a paw, has something gold wrapped around it. You would just have to get to it.
How far into the muck is that?
Hmm.
Like, is it towards the edge of the pool, or is it like dead, like right by the base of the tree? Or
no, I'd say it's probably a good maybe 5 to 6 feet out from the base. It's nothing that you couldn't reach and get easily. You'd have to do a little bit of work to get what you want.
Okay. I guess I'm just trying to figure out if I could try to balance on the path around the pool and reach it with something, or if I'm wading out there.
Well, I think that greatly depends upon what you and your compatriots might be willing to do to claim such a prize.
Hey, ladies. There's something over here. I'll finally look to see if any of them followed me and how close by they are.
Yeah, I mean they're filtering into the space at this point.
What do you need?
If you look just over there, and I'll point with my candlestick hand, not the emotional support turpentine hand. If you look over there, past the slimy skull, I'm sorry, at what I think is some form of canid hand, paw bone, there's something almost glimmering around. Do you see that? And I'll try to point them at the sought after potential treasure.
There is definitely something there. Once it's pointed out, it's easy enough for everyone to see.
Okay. Like, how far is it from us?
From the edge of the pool, I would say it's probably maybe 5 or 6 feet from the edge. It is a finished stone edge too, and it isn't like you couldn't potentially leap to this root system. And the roots are fairly sturdy, it looks like. There's just, well, a pool of water beneath them.
I'm happy to try and go get it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I am fairly able-bodied, and if it's something that might help us, or you think it might be able to help us, I'd rather get it than leave it there.
I should be clear, I have no intention of just looting this seemingly accursed place for the sake of looting it. It just feels like, I'm not sure yet, but it feels as though this place is trying to be designed for us. Unfortunately, like, we were drawn to this place and for our own reasons, and each of the areas has been related to some of us in whatever horrifying ways thus far. And I'm not sure what that is out there, but if we're going to figure out the potential riddle of this place so that we can get our hopeful loved ones and whatever else we need out of here and leave again, that might be a key to whatever riddles are. I'd say that we find, but it's more likely that we find ourselves in at this point. So I'm not sure if it'll be useful, if I'm being honest, but I've yet to find a way to get the edges of this puzzle figured out so I can figure out the center.
I'm all for figuring out the
Storytelling.
puzzle.
Yes.
Looking around the space, are there any like dead branches around? I don't know, a mop handle, something long, something that might be useful for reaching across this water.
There's no mop handle, but I think that you're resourceful enough where you could potentially make use of the tree as an asset during a climb roll to get out to this ring.
Utilizing my stalker ability. Yes. Then I will do so while they discuss what's going on. The Gen Xer says to hell with this shit and goes for it. So that will be, is that speed?
So it's climb, so it's definitely
Or
might.
Might. Okay. Do I want to buy that down? I do have one on the edge. So yes, I'm going to buy that down. One level.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go for this. Come on, baby. Well, this will be interesting. I have a 7. The house has a 5.
Okay. So let's see here. Claimed as asset. So technically 6 or better. Okay. So you leap out onto this thick root system. And you nearly go ass over tea kettle. But you steady yourself on a couple of these branches and you get close enough to grab this bone. And when you get close enough to grab the bone, you hear something from the corner of this room. You hear someone shift, like a body shifts. And there's a figure here at the far end of the room next to this door. And they have a barrel, like in hand. And they shift and sort of move just a little bit more into view for all of you. You now pick up this noise. Certainly you were focused on Susan after she jumped. But then there's this exterior noise, and it's the shuffling of feet. And the barrel is open. And inside the barrel, there are little flickers of movement, tiny little faceted pieces of flecks of light. And you realize that they're flecks of light based on the light that is being lit in this space, whether it be from somebody's cell phone or a candle that we have from the candle holder, etc. So you don't get real centered focus light on it, but just enough to see that they are a mass of moving insects. And this person that has the barrel in hand is pulling these insects out by the handful and dumping them onto the ground. And they seem to be paying no attention at all to you exactly. But with every sort of handful, there's this schlup of additional brackish fluid and just thousands of legs moving. But you get the ring, Susan. Enjoy.
I would like to get back across as quickly as possible, please.
I bet you would.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
So,
yes, please.
So you hustle back to hard stone land. The barrel is probably about a 40-gallon sized barrel. It's big.
Oh, Jesus.
And the bugs just keep coming. They don't stop.
Ladies, time to go. Time to go. We can talk about this. I look, is there another door in a different direction, or are we going, is the only one back the way we came?
So
is there a door by the gross person with the bug?
There just happens to be, Lizzie. It's just really it's to your right there. It's just beyond the tree. If you could just get close enough, you might be able to sort of skirt that space and maybe get to that door that's there.
But the path around the pool doesn't go around that side, right? It,
as happenstance would have it, it does not.
Mm.
And so there is no real way to get to that door without passing through this space, which is very rapidly filling up with bugs of all types: millipedes, centipedes, pillbugs, crickets, cockroaches, and several of our 8-legged friends.
Some of those are worse than others. Okay. I want to check something. I'm going to step back through this door that we took to get to this room instead of trying to get to the other door for now.
Sure. You step back into the hallway you were in before.
Yes. Ladies?
Yeah.
Does Shirley also follow?
Shirley and her ring.
Yeah.
Right, no, Susan's got the ring. Shirley does not.
That is correct.
I
would follow anyway.
Fair. If all the ladies leave the room, then I will shut the door. Think happier, bug-free thoughts. Wait a few moments and then open the door again. Is it still gross bug room with the tree?
Yes. And it gets I'm going to play a house card here. So when you move back into the long hallway here, and then give your moment of pause and do whatever kumbaya mentally you need to before you open the door. When you open the door and look in, all of the rest of you behind you hear very purposeful footsteps in that hallway.
Oh, God. No.
Okay.
And a
That one's
heavy,
easier.
and a heavy sound of something stone being dragged across the floor.
Forward.
I hate this.
We have
I'm
to go through the
sorry.
box.
So I am going to tuck the edges of my jeans into the top of my boots.
Yeah.
And go, okay, let me lead, I guess. And I am going to stompy march my way towards the epicenter of bugs on that path.
Okay. You go towards the man and the insects.
Does the man react, or does he just keep scooping insects?
He moves like an automaton, seemingly oblivious to what's happening around him.
I'm going to splash turpentine on those bugs.
Okay. His movements are very jerky.
Okay. I'm going to splash it forward. I'm going to try to sort of just open the thing and then splash it ahead of me and take a step back. Okay. He doesn't react?
He doesn't react except to pull more bugs out of the barrel.
Cool. I'm going to toss the candle ahead of me where I just poured all that incredibly flammable turpentine on those bugs.
I love this for you.
Cool.
So go ahead and make me a speed defense roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
And instead of giving you your difficulty number, I'm going to remind you that in the cipher system, I'm not required to.
I love that. I love that for all of us, honestly. You know what else I love?
What do you love?
I love that I rolled a 13, which feels like a fun number on a night like tonight. But the house rolled a 16.
Oh, fantastic. There is an enormous whoosh from the turpentine that is set on fire. Sadly, however, the immediacy of such a, flammable liquid lends itself to two things. Mm-hmm. One, many of the bugs in the immediate path get immediately incinerated. Although the downside is that the house sees fit that many of those bugs sprout wings and fly at you into your mouth and nose and ears. And you are now covered in flying insects. And so what I am going to do is give you a might defense roll now while they bite you.
I want to point out that Bramble played a treat for me. Not that you have to do anything with that. I just want to, against the bugs, just wanted to throw that out into the world in case that might save my bacon. Or at least my eardrums. Okay, hold on.
Yes, I see it. Duly noted.
Jesus Christ. Well, I really enjoyed playing with you all, like Michael included.
Yes.
The house rolled a 19.
Okay.
And I rolled a 17. So not terrible, but still the house is winning.
Yes.
Yay, the house.
Yes, the house is winning. So here's what's going to happen. I think it would be fun, given the fact that your friend in chat, Bramble, has played something for you. I'm going to say that we'll treat the roll as if you succeeded versus the house, which is likely a very good thing. You do the two best things you can possibly do. You shut your mouth and you cover your eyes and you move forward, because staying here is not an option for you.
Yeah.
You get swarmed by a bunch of bugs, and they go everywhere. And you can feel each one of those million legs on you as you get closer and closer to the door. The rest of you ladies who are sort of behind the scenes a little bit and coming up back to this now, see this happen. You watch Lizzie get swarmed. And at that point, the older man who's dumping bugs, he just dumps the entire barrel over. And there's just a wave of fresh insects that hits the ground. So you're all welcome to either stay in the room with our friend with the shadow axe that's coming, or you could proceed here into the tree and attempt to brave the bugs to get to the next door. Just remember, the house hates you.
I would like to invoke the fleet of foot and move a long distance as my entire action for my turn. I would like to run as fast as freaking possible, as fast as my 50 some odd year old little out of shape body can run from out the door like a runner on a track to the other side, to the other door. That's the only goal, is to get through the other door.
Sure. I think that is a fantastic idea. You can run.
Yes.
So we'll have you running. And then for you, for the other two of you, what are the other two of you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to sprint my way through the. Well, so there was the possibility of me like jumping across the roots to get to the far side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So jumping, that it's definitely would be a might roll to try to jump.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to jump the distance, I'm going to say that is difficulty 4. I do
Okay.
have a treat here. I will play for you. I'll make that a 3 to ease it. And
Oh, you're gonna use the trick as a treat? I appreciate that a lot.
Oh no,
Oh, was there another treat that I missed?
probably.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So I rolled a 10 and the house rolled a 9.
Fantastic. So you hustle and leap and get to the, massive root system and use it as a stepping stone to get closer towards the door. So Pesto, what's your character? What's the plan for your character?
Oh gosh, she's halfway in freeze mode. The sound of the dragging axe behind me.
Mm-hmm.
How close is that? Because Kathy wants to wait to see if this door even opens first before going through the bugs.
Sure.
But also the only 2 people that defeated this thing before just left. So
that's true.
So I kind of want to wait for the door to see if the door even opens. But if there's no time for that, then she will proceed through the bugs.
I think cinematically speaking, there should be no time for that. This is a moment to choose.
Yep. I'll go through the bugs.
Okay. So to pass through the bugs for both you and Heather's character, I would say that this is a normally difficulty 3. The fleet of foot is going to allow Heather's character to do it in a single action. For you, Pesto, if you want to do the entire room in a single action to get to the door, it's going to be slightly harder for you to do because you're basically trying to do multiple actions.
Let's gamble this. Let's do it.
And do it. I love it. So, give us some rolls and we'll see where we're at.
Yep. And I do have, use my 1 edge, throw a couple extra points from my speed pool into that. We'll bring that down. And I ended up with a 15 and the house ended up with a 4.
Okay.
Very determined to get across those bugs as fast as possible.
You will certainly get to the door. So Kathy, what happened?
This house hates me. The house got a nat 20. I got a 12.
Nat 20 for the house. Okay. So you don't see it as much as you feel it. You feel the slightest change in elevation of the stonework out here. And the reason why you feel it is because your left shoe hits this irregular space. This the floor that was once very, very smooth is suddenly slightly irregular. And you hit it at the absolute worst time, at the absolute worst angle. You had just gotten 5 or 6 steps. You're finally really into your stride. And all that momentum is pulling you forward. And you have the door in sight. And you're trying to block out as best you can all of these moving, changing, seething, writhing pools of insectoids. And when that irregular piece of floor connects with your sneaker, you trip and you tumble forward. And your hands connect with clouds of flying insectoids. Seconds before your body pancakes onto the ground in a mix of endoskeletons and thoraxes and different crunching and crawling legs and the slickness of the turpentine that's been left by your friend. And you slide into the wall. Lizzie, you get to the door. The door is locked.
I am not going to open my mouth or uncover my eyes with the hand that is covering them. but with my free hand that is not covering my mouth, or covering my eyes rather, I'm going to... Does it feel like there's anything left in the turpentine can at all at this point?
Oh, it's so hard.
Is
Feelings.
there any sloshing at all as I like frantically...
Yes, there's a little bit. There's a little bit in there, but there's this thing, and it's on your neck, and you can't. It's hard to concentrate.
Cool. I am going to pour what's left of the turpentine on me.
Okay.
And I am going to activate my fireproofing cipher.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
And I'm going to try to grab the lighter that my sister gave me for my 21st birthday. And I'm going to light myself on fire blindly with the turpentine the best I can with my fireproofing.
You reach for this Zippo lighter that your sister got you, and you feel the smoothness of that lighter as it flicks open. You hear this very specific sort of metallic click, and on the front facing, your thumb moves across the inscription that she put there, and it says, "Who loves you, baby?" And you feel the flick of that flint and steel, and there is an enormous whoosh that happens around you, and you are on fire.
Okay. Does it feel like the things that are all over me are also on fire? Like, does it? Can I tell?
It feels like it, Lizzie. It feels like it, but the worst part is it sounds like it. All of them chitter and screech.
I'm going to give it a moment, and I'm just going to like be on fire and covering my eyes with one hand, and I'm going to bang against the door with the can of empty turpentine, hoping a friend will realize that it's locked. And I'm just going to be here until as close to the chittering stopping as I can handle, because I don't know how long this fireproofing is going to last. And then as it feels like I can't take it anymore, I'm going to drop to the ground if nobody's done anything by then, so I can try to stop and roll. But I'm going to try to wait it out as long as I can, just banging on this door with this turpentine and being on fire, covering my eyes.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So you're having a moment. So for you, this is totally and completely relatable, Susan, because this is what menopause is like.
She's having a hot flash. Is that what you're saying?
100%.
Okay.
But you get to the door and you realize what Lizzie realizes is that it's locked.
Mighty Mo. Okay. Susan realizes that at this point, staying in this area to put the flames out on this woman who's on fire.
Yes, Lizzie.
Is probably not a good idea.
But we all know that Kathy had the only set of keys. I mean, I can't say it, but...
No?
Yeah.
And she goes, probably pushes into the door, not quite realizing that Lizzie's trying to signal, maybe smoke signal at this point, that the door is locked. And when she realizes the door is locked, I would like to try to kick it in. With my no need for weapons,
you'll certainly get the opportunity after you resolve everyone else.
Next
round. So, I'll ask then, Allie, have you've gone through and you've made your way across? You're at the same point that they are. You've watched Lizzie set themselves on fire. I don't know if Lizzie, are you screaming and yelling and pounding? I imagine on the door.
I am trying not to scream. As far as I'm concerned, I have no mouth, yet I must scream. There's probably like a closed mouth as I'm like whimpering with keeping my mouth shut and trying to breathe through my nose as forcefully out as I can. But yeah, I'm trying not to. I am trying so hard to keep my mouth closed and let the banging with the turpentine can be the way that I'm like channeling anything right now. Is just the clang of the metal against these giant doors with their metal bars on them, and my and like puffing out with my nose, trying not to inhale more bugs through my nose while doing it. And God, just hoping that somebody is standing close enough to me to do something with this fucking door.
Because I have to.
Yeah.
Because I have to.
Yeah.
Kathy, this night has not gone well. The floor here, the stone floor here is still slick. You have some very difficult reactions, I imagine, to being face down in this pile. I think pile is the best word for it at this point. It's really more of a bit of a soup, given all of the bodies of insects that you've crushed with your own. You ever have that piece of popcorn in your mouth that you can't get out? Imagine that, except that the popcorn is moving. But you are, of course, free to act now, if you'd like.
Kathy is just wiggling around and just getting on her feet and panicking and just running at the same time and panicking and heading forward and that just full speed and just grabbing and clawing at everything around her.
Sure. You grab and claw at everything around you. It seems the one sort of thought you pull out is that this door is locked.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna run full straight into it. I wasn't gonna try and open it or anything.
You run fully straight into it. So I love this as a challenge for the group. So we already know that Susan was planning on trying to batter this door down. This door is pretty sturdy. So you could potentially approach this challenge as a group challenge, an attempt to aid. Kath, you could potentially help to aid Susan in her attempt to break the door down.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes, please.
So I'm going to say that this is difficulty 5 with the asset or the aid, I should say, that you get from Kathy. It's now 4. I wonder, though, Susan, you spent an awful lot of pool points. How are your pools currently?
Actually, so far they're not too bad. My might's at a 7, so I still have some points left to throw around for this exact moment.
To certainly be a might challenge.
So I end with the edge of 1. So I'm probably going to throw a couple of points in to the mix to lower that a little bit further. And hopefully, as my efforts will be at a medium weapon level versus a light weapon level, hopefully that will help. Yeah. Okay. Whew.
Okay.
Go. Whew. That's close. I have a 14. The house has a 12.
You manage with both your kicking and really the kinetic force that Kathy has built up to plow through the door. Really, the 4 of you sort of spill into this space. The room is huge. can hear the buzzing, the insects still on many of you.
Do I feel the sweet relief of falling to a floor in front of me?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I am going to let go of my emotional support turpentine can and just start trying to roll across the floor. I've been on fire for too long, in my opinion. I need to try to be out of it soon.
Susan takes off her Walmart vest and starts like trying to like bat it out, the flames out while Lizzie's rolling around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's reasonable that most of you probably spend a little time just trying to get the insects off you.
I want it to be clear. I'm going to try to roll away from where the door was. I'm going to roll towards open space. I'm going to roll away from where it just fell from.
Sure, of course. Easy enough.
Kicking the door back
towards
closed.
bugs, not a vibe.
You kick the door closed, Kathy.
And I guess I feel Susan also trying to beat the flames down, which is good. But I just am. I'm sure that Lizzie is lost in the wretchedness and helplessness of the bugs still in her ears and still on her face, and the unimaginable amount of bites that are likely there, and the fury at this dreadfulness that she has just encountered, as she's like white knuckle gripping her Zippo and just rolling about and letting Susan deal with this. And
okay,
I'm not sure she's going to open her eyes until she knows it's safe.
Yeah. When would you know exactly it was safe?
Does it still feel like anything's crawling on my eyelids?
No. You can get them
What about
clear.
my hand that's covering?
Yeah, certainly your hands. You have to clear those, getting them out of your hair. Feeling the movement of gnats in your ears is really just despicable. But barring any, we'll just say over descriptive nature of the cleaning process, I will say that you're all able to get some semblance of mental faculties back.
Okay.
It does take a few minutes, though. Okay. This space, however, that you're in is unlike anything you've been in before. It's a huge room. It's almost difficult to make out what it was for. There's broken masonry, smashed furniture, bent, twisted metal. There's splinters of wood everywhere. It's piled up high, and in some spaces completely impassable. In one section of this impassable pile of refuse and detritus, you see that there is a lone beam that allows passage over some hole in the floor. I'd say the beam is probably 10 feet long.
How
Can we
big?
tell what's at the other side of the beam?
Like,
is it another door?
There is, apparently, if you look around, there does appear to be another door in that space.
I'll start across, putting my weight on the beam and seeing if it like cracks or if it's pretty sturdy.
Step forward and place your foot on the beam. The beam is steady, but you can tell that it's not really secured by very much. That's your biggest concern. Oh, that hole, though. That hole goes down very deep. It's dark.
If we don't want to go back through all of the bugs, we're going to have to go across. I just think it's best if we go one at a time since this is not secured hole.
Storyteller, I would actually like to go last because I'd like to take an action for a recovery roll, please.
You can take an immediate recovery roll in the cyber system first. That doesn't take an action at
Yes.
all.
Yep, I will do that.
Let's roll 1d6 and add +1 because you're a tier 1 character. And those points that you generate, you can pass to any pool that you like up to your maximum.
Yep, that will be 6. And I'm going to bring my might pool back up since I was at a 5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So crossing the beam is actually relatively simple. You just have to want to.
Oh, I do.
Okay. Difficulty on the challenge is 2. So 6 or better.
I rolled an 8 and the house rolled a 2.
Okay. You pass over the beam without issue. You are on the other side.
Slow and steady. Try not to look down.
I'll go
You
next.
mentioned
Oh, go ahead.
a lot of things about this space, but due to how we open and close the door the way that we did and everything, and also bugs, does anything seem to be getting in this room from the doorway still, like under the door or through anywhere?
Are you going to go look to see if there are bugs climbing the door?
I mean, I wanted to see if looking back towards the door, there's a carpet of bugs now, but you're implying that there isn't, I think.
Oh, I mean, I'm just simply asking you, the player, if that's what you're going to go look at. You tell me.
Ooh, you just made my skin squirm. That was fun. Okay. I think I really want to cross this beam, is what I think. I want to be farther from that door. And so as soon as Shirley's across and it didn't fall, I think that it's desire to get across it, but I think it's more like there's such a such a perplexing amount of just disquietude and unpleasantness that's like hanging through her chest right now. There's nothing she can imagine that she wants more than to be farther from that door, which includes being across this pit. So it's not going to be a, which of you ladies would like to go next? It's just going to be a, the beam is not occupied right now. I'm going to clamber across that beam.
Okay.
Nope.
6 or better for all of you.
I got a 10. The house got a 1.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. You clamber across the beam.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, no. Please.
I was just going to say I got a 7 and the house got a 3.
Fair enough. You get across.
I got a 17. The house got a 19.
You waver just for a moment on this beam. When you waver, Susan, you feel the pull of the void. You feel for a moment that all is lost and that you will never find Robbie and that you might be better off at the bottom of this hole. But since you didn't botch, you passed through. And for all of us, we're going to go on our final ad break as the Wheel of Blood awaits. Welcome back. Welcome back. We have been enjoying our romp through the darkest house. I say that sort of in the royal we sense. The house and I have been enjoying our time in the darkest house. I hope you have been enjoying your time with us. We greatly appreciate those of you who are joining us live and those of you watching this on the rerun. Hopefully you've gotten all sorts of weird, creepy, crawly feelings because that is the vibe of this specific stream. But as I mentioned, the Wheel of Blood awaits. The door, which you find on the other side of this destroyed room, leads quite oddly to a hallway. The door is unlocked. The hallway itself here is made similarly to some of the other hallways here, except that the walls here are painted red. There's a deep, dark black carpet on the floor. There's a door at either end. It's probably about 100 feet long, which again continues to defy reality, seeing the house on the outside. There's no way this house is that big. Every 20 feet or so, there's a very large painting that hangs on the right side of the wall. And so there are about 4 paintings in this hallway.
Are they people we recognize?
Interestingly enough, the first one is someone you recognize, and that is your father.
Why is there a picture of my father on this wall?
I don't think that the question is why, it is how. You see your father younger. You see your father holding you as a baby. And he is sitting in a overstuffed recliner. And there is a man behind him. And the man behind him is sort of sitting in a position of authority and power. He has his hand on the wing back of this chair. And you are, just as you could imagine yourself as a young child, high smile, bright face, looking directly at whoever is painting it. And your father looks concerned, but determined. The difficulty, of course, for you to work out is that the man standing behind your father, his eyes have been X'd out, his face muddled after someone fouled this painting. And in the bottom corner of this painting, in a completely different style of paint, in red, deft text, it says, "You owe me blood."
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Like my dad wouldn't do something like that. He wouldn't owe somebody blood. Or do I owe blood because I'm in a hellscape?
That's a great question.
I'm gonna run the rest of the way
Okay.
to the other door.
You begin running. So Allie's character sees this painting, has some
Mhm.
sort of reaction, and begins running.
What do I see when I see the painting? Is it the same thing you described for her? A man holding a.
It is the same thing I've described for her.
Okay. What other paintings are in this area?
So every 20 feet, there is
Mhm.
another painting.
Okay, so walking down this corridor, what's the next painting?
So the next painting is it is from the bottom up, it is a set of hungry wolves that wait in a forest.
Okay.
This forest has blood red trees, and then a figure above it with a head like a bird wears a crown, and a candelabra watches over them. And below the painting, it says Mater, Mater.
Okay. So, okay. And Lizzie just fully thinking out loud.
Mhm.
Okay. The foyer said they kill, they eat. Oh God. The house has 5 occupants, 1 is secret. Each has a portion of the house. So there's the axe guy and the bug guy, if they're the people who it's talking about. The Wheel of Blood, the names of the 4 lead you to the secret fifth. That's a father. This is a mother. I'm looking for my sister. Somebody's looking for son. Okay, hold on. I feel like I'm so. And Lizzie's like gonna just sort of not fully sit down on the floor, but do that thing where you sort of crouch on your own cat, like, sort of rest on your own legs with your feet tipped up.
Yeah.
And just like crouch there thinking and like rubbing your temples. I feel like we're so close to understanding what's happening. But I don't know the names of Axe Guy and Bug Guy, if they're related. But I do know that there's a father and this is a mother, and I'm looking for my sister, and there's a son involved, I think, because of the nursery and her screaming about Robbie, who I'm guessing is a child. Oh God, okay. And I don't know if any other characters are going to say anything about this very loud meltdown this librarian is having in front of this painting of wolves, but this is all for anyone to hear.
Wolves. Describe the painting again, please, storyteller.
I linked it in chat too, so you get a chance to, but I will be happy to.
Oh, fine. Make me look at it.
Yes. Make you look at the handout.
You're going to make me look at the handout. Okay. Yeah, yeah, perfectly fine. Everything's fine here. Everything's fine. There's six wolves. What's the third painting?
So you go down to the next
one? Go down
one?
A little bit farther. Go down to the next one. Look at the third painting.
Yep. You go down to the next one. So the next painting is the wolf pack. They seem to have spotted a stag. They chase it through the woods, and there's a savage 2-headed wolf being that holds a spear with daggers for breath. And it howls in enragement. And below that painting, it says Pater, Pater.
Blood. Mater. Mother. Pater. Father. And the first painting is still exactly as you described it.
Correct.
Which is Allie's dad.
Yeah.
Allie, your character gets to the end of the hallway.
I'm going to shove open the door.
It's unlocked. You shove it open.
What do I see?
You see a grand staircase. And I will leave you there.
So go down to the last painting.
You go down to the last painting. So in the last painting, you see the wolves have brought down this stag in a truly bloody display. A rat-headed being holds some sort of gnarled staff, and it watches the grisly scene without any sort of reaction.
And underneath
What?
underneath the painting, is there any writing like
There is-
the other?
There is no.
Oh,
There's no writing.
interesting.
The only painting that has writing is the first one.
Is there so there's no label or anything?
No.
Peter, mother, father.
You can tell that the paintings do move. Like physically, they could be moved. They're big.
And is there anything else in this hall other than these paintings and the door that Shirley has now opened at the end, if we can see that far?
No, it's devoid of that. Which one of you has the highest intellect pool right now?
15.
Okay. Kathy, give me a perception roll.
I have 17.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, then certainly, Lizzie, give me a perception roll.
I got a 15 and the house got an 8.
Do you see that below the final painting in the hallway here with these red walls? Someone has painted over something. Like below the painting, something has, and the wall has been painted over.
I'm going to take that palette knife out of my bag and I'm going to try scraping at the paint over whatever it is.
You scrape at the paint. It doesn't take terribly long before you expose that there was something etched into the wall beneath it. And it is the word Frater. Frater.
Okay. Hey, look at this.
Very zombified right now, but yes, I will step closer and take a look. I have no idea what any of this means. And your mental breakdown seemed to be putting it all together. So I will defer to your intellect. I just want to find Kevin and go.
So I think this is brother, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think it's that one was mother, this is father, that is brother. I think it's really weird that that first painting seems to be Shirley's family and not this wolf motif, though. But I think, is it obvious to other people or just to Susan that who had been looking at them that the paintings can be moved?
I think it's obvious to everyone.
I was about to go back and take off that first painting then, after you say that it doesn't belong in the motif.
Okay.
Well, what if we moved that to father? Because that's her dad.
Okay. You could certainly do that. But if you go back down to the first painting and you move it, you find that there is a painting basically that's been flush mounted into the wall.
Oh, okay.
And that painting does not have any wolves in it. There is a deathly skull-headed figure that holds a candelabra stand. Seems to be holding some sort of vigil above the skeletal remains of a long dead stag. The animal's spilled blood seems to have caused the sprouting of a new blood-red tree. Below the painting, it says Soror, and that is Soror.
Okay. Wait. So that's sister, mother, father, brother. Okay. Also,
You'd have to switch the paintings.
I think we've got to switch the paintings, and also, this is a secret. Like, unless there's another painting under the other ones, then I think it's important to note that in the foyer, it said the names of the 4 lead you to the secret 5th. We looked at the 4 paintings. We moved one of them. There's a 5th paint. There's a 5th. There's another one under here. We have the names of 4 now. We have mother, father, sister, brother. I think that this is necessary. Like, I think we have to do this.
If we move number 2 and number 4, yeah. We move number 2 and number 4, that should put them in the right order, going from the beginning of the hunt to the end of the hunt.
Okay. What order are you going to put them in?
So if we take the one that is under where it says Mater, so the second one that we saw coming in, and switched it with the 4th one that she had to scrape away for it to say frater.
So here's what I'm going to ask you to do, players that are messing with the paintings. Don't describe the painting. Use the titles of those paintings and tell me what order you're putting them in. So get that collected. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move back out to where our, well, perhaps a bit distressed player has moved into somewhere else. So the grand staircase for you is, frankly, a real long walk. This is a wide...
Does it go up or down?
Well, I'm going to get to the description if you give me a moment.
Sorry.
It's a wide, polished wooden staircase. Beautiful, impossibly large. It appears to ascend hundreds of feet. There is a landing point, probably about... I'd say about 40 or 50 feet up. And you can tell that there are windows at this landing.
I'll move up the stairs and I'll look out the window.
Okay. You get to the windows. The windows on the landing here you look out over a, frankly, fantastically huge, well-manicured lawn at night. You're very high up. You see fountains, marble statues. Why don't you go ahead and give me a difficulty 5 perception roll? That's 15 or better.
So I have And so I have an edge in my intellect pool, so I'm going to burn a couple to lower that difficulty to 4 instead.
Okay. You do so, 12 or better.
Which is good because I rolled a 14 and the house rolled a 14.
So you both fail. But if memory serves correctly, there was a boon played for you by a member of chat. And so I'm going to allow that to pass through.
Okay.
What's that? You were going to say something?
So difficulty 4 should just be a roll of 12.
Oh, I suppose you're right. Yep, that's true. Okay, so we'll keep your boon in place. You're going to need it anyway. So staring out onto this dark lawn, there are several things that are suddenly very distressing. There are statues here that have monstrous countenances. The water that is in the fountains out there seems very dark, very deep red. There are dark winged things that flit between different spaces and places out there. Their own faces devoid of any eyes or mouth. At the corner of your left ear, you hear, "Here is the night, brothers. Here the birds burn." And now you're going to make me a mental defense roll. So that's intellect.
Yep. I rolled a 16. The house rolled a 10.
Okay. So you survive this mental onslaught, which seeks to shake you to your core. You have to grab onto the windowsill because you feel like you're going to fall over. An indeterminate amount of time passes before you get back to your mental faculties. And so I'll ask our 3 in the hallway if they have a decision for me on the order of the paintings.
Can the Sora one move? I know you mentioned it's like kind of in the wall.
It can be moved if you feel it necessary. You could dig it out of the wall, absolutely, and move it.
Okay.
So I think we're going to take that first one and move it to the very end and shift the others down. So it tells the story of the wolf pack. And then, yeah. So I think it goes Mater, Pater, Frater, Thor at that point.
Okay.
Basically moving the first 3 down 1 and the first one to the end. You know?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Very good. You put them in that order. After putting them in that order, you feel a feeling, a centering almost like in your chest. And the 3 of you get very, very light. And the whole room spins. Like as if everything goes left all at once. All the colors, all the light, all their balance goes left. And when you come to, you blink and you were somewhere completely different. You were in a grand room. Curved staircases at the edge, left and right, that go up towards a balcony where you can see a door. There are sconces on the wall. They actually provide quite a bit of illumination in the space. There are tiles on the floor here set in an intricate geometric pattern. An archway here on the lower level seems to have some sort of room beyond. But you are not in the space that you were just in.
Uh-huh. And Shirley's nowhere to be seen, right?
No,
Because she wasn't with us.
Nope, she was not.
Yeah.
Shirley's nowhere to be seen.
I'll turn to Kathy and Susan. She fully left the hallway, didn't she?
Yeah.
I think she went through the door that was at the end of the hall.
Crap. I mean, if we solve this place and get our people and get out, like, we'll find her on our way out, right? So we've just got to, like, we didn't walk here. There's no door we can just check back through to see if she's there. So we've got to just hope that we connect with her as we finish this, right? Right? As Lizzie's eyes just sort of increasingly more frantically look between you two.
I walk towards the door. It's at the foot of the stairs. I don't answer.
You walk towards the door. The door here is a closet. See a variety of heavy coats inside of it. Scarves, hats, gloves, umbrella, galoshes. All circa 1950.
I close the door. And go up the stairs.
You go up the stairs. You start to hear Kevin's voice upstairs.
My pace quickens.
It sounds like he's talking on the phone to someone, or trying to. You can hear he's frantic. He's desperate. Hello? Hey, are you there?
Kevin? I start running towards the voice.
I'll run after Kathy because I don't think it'll help if we split up even further.
I'm encouraged by this, so I follow.
You run up the stairs. These conjoining stairs, they come together and they begin to go up. And you get to an impossibly grand staircase. And you can hear, clear as day, Kathy, you can hear Kevin at the top of that staircase. You know he's up there.
I keep running up the stairs. I know he's there.
You know he's there. You run up, and you get 30 or 40 or 50 feet up these stairs, and you see a collapsed form next to a windowsill. A form you recognize. It's not Kevin. But it is someone you've missed. It's Howie's character. Is it Suzanne?
Shirley?
Shirley. That's right.
There's a little part of me so disappointed in that, but I run to help her.
Okay.
And I let Lizzie know. Lizzie, I found Shirley, so we're all together again. It's fine-ish, maybe. And I make sure Shirley's still alive.
Oh, yeah. Just dazed out of it. Coming to.
Hey, Shirley. I think that's your name.
There's monsters outside.
There's monsters inside too somewhere. It's okay. We're all back in a group. Are you okay?
No, I think we're gonna die here.
That's the spirit. Help her up.
You help her up. All of you begin to hear a collection of voices, tones, soft, loud, harsh, different voices, voices you all recognize. Little personal touchstones. Surely your father's voice cuts through the air clean and clear. Lizzie, your sister is not far. You can hear her up the stairs. And what collection of voices would be a collection if not for Kevin and Robbie, who are frantic, desperate for someone to hear them? The toughest part is hearing the words mom. They're just right up the stairs. But that is a story for another day. And so I'm going to call our episode to a close because the house hates you and could never give you closure. And so I'll ask our players to go back through introduction orders and let us know who they are, where we can find them, etc., and what they're up to. And we want to thank them because they've been a lot of fun tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly did as your storyteller. And let's have it.
Hi, I'm Allie. I've been playing Shirley, who is now as melancholy as one can be. And you can find me primarily on the Old Ways Discord and on a variety of shows, but the primary ones currently being Mage of the Ascension and Delta Green.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, hi. I'm Bunny. I was playing Lizzie Blake. I can be found on Twitch as Fiery Ashes. I stream 4 or 5 days a week. I do all sorts of stuff. First play speedruns, occult stuff, all sorts of things. I am a famed Michael hater, apparently. Next week, you'll also be able to find me at Geek Girl Con in Seattle as a industry collaborator of theirs, doing content for them and being interviewed about my content and about this show between some of their panels. So if you're going to be in the area or catch their feed, I'll see you there too. Otherwise, you can find me as Dante's tutor in Mage lately. So
Fabulous. Next.
And I'm Heather, otherwise known as Valley Girl Heather. I was playing Susan, who will now forever probably be lost in the house, as she will not leave unless she finds Robbie. You can find me on several different groups, but home is here with the Old Ways, and I am currently part of the RuneQuest Adventures in Dragon Pass group. I play Lysana, Initiate of Renalda, and well, you'll have to listen to find out the rest. But tomorrow, one of my new projects debuts. It's called New Dawn. It is a Delta Green system, X-Files inspired. So if you take X-Files and mix it with Delta Green, you're going to get New Dawn. And that drops tomorrow on all the podcast streaming places that you could possibly find. Check us out. We also have a Discord that has all the links to it. Beyond that, as much as I would love to go to Good Girl Con, it's been on my list forever. My next con is going to be the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo, Page 3, in Philly next January. And I just got word yesterday that the weekend after Page, I will still be in the Philadelphia area because I have been brought on to the crew of the Cthulhu in a Castle as one of their keepers. So if you are interested in playing Cthulhu, taking an entire weekend fully immersive in a castle in Philadelphia in January for 3 days of playing Cthulhu and enjoying fun with your fellow cultists, come join us. It's going to be an amazing time.
Fabulous.
Hi, I am Pesto Mystic. I sometimes stream on Twitch, but mostly, more consistently, I'm on Old Ways Twitch channel, really. And this has been a wildly fun time. Thank you for punishing us with the house that hates us. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
You may. Yes, absolutely. So I have been your game master storyteller du jour, Michael Diamond. You can find me here on the Old Ways, as it is sort of kind of my thing. But also you can find me next at PAX Unplugged next month, where I will be hanging out in the Philly area myself and doing some networking. So if you see me or any of the crew who may, God knows, drop in, say hey. Say hello, stop, and hang out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to raid out to a channel friend of ours, and that is Coco Confession. So they are a little different, but they are different than us, and that's okay. And they seem like they're going to be a ton of fun. And so we're going to raid out to them because raiding your friends is fun. So from all of us to all of you, I hope you've had a wonderful night and experience on Devil's Night in the Darkest House. If you've enjoyed it, let us know and stop by the Discord and say hey. But as for now, we'll see you later.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
I don't know. Well, I will play it. I just don't know if I'll play it on. We'll see. We'll see.